this video we are going to be talking about food. Everybody eats, right? But what do we all eat? Because clearly we're not all eating the same thing. Since I moved to Hong Kong, I've experienced very different food from what I'm used to. So in this video we are going to be talking about the food culture of Hong Kong that is mainly influenced by Cantonese, European, and Chinese cuisine, and it used to be a British colony. They are obviously inspired by a lot of British food, but not only, of course. Food is served in big quantities because they are meant to be shared. At least the local foods, what you do is you order multiple different meals to share it around, whether it's friends, whether it's family. It's mainly supposed to be shared, but what you will see a lot is the working hours here are quite long, so whenever people have time to eat, they'll go whether it's alone or not. So it's very common. If you see anyone here eating alone, don't think that they're lonely or whatever. It's super common for people to go out and eat all alone. I mean, obviously it's very different from Europe. I will be talking about the differences between Europe and Asia from my experiences at the end of the video, so make sure you stick until then. Many people know that in Asia you eat a lot of rice, a lot of noodles, so obviously maybe you'd expect that for here too. And I'm not gonna lie, of course a lot of people here eat rice, noodles, all of that, but some of the popular dishes here are fish bowls, pork buns, pineapple bun, scrambled egg sandwich, and their national dish that they are known for is the roast goose, which is quite difficult to miss if you're out on the street, to be honest. This video will be sectioned into different parts. The first is trying places that I've already been at, which I like, honestly, that I go quite regularly too because I really enjoy them. Then we will be trying some local street food, basically food vendors that are just out on the street, and most places like that here will not have any seating areas, so I'll just come back and eat them like here in my dorm. Then I will go on to trying some foods that I find are recommended on the internet. So if I search up on the internet what people recommend to eat here in Hong Kong, I will be trying those places. I'm not sure I'm gonna put it as an own category because it might just come together with the foods, but some drinks, because there are some popular drinks that you can only find here in Hong Kong or Asia, which are super good and I definitely think you should try when you come here, but we'll get to that later. And then lastly, we will be talking about the different cultures when it comes to food, comparing Europe to Asia. So let's get on with it. The first place we will be going to is somewhere I've already been and I really like it, but it's probably because it's not very Asian, but it's only a place you can find here in Asia. They do not have it in Europe. It is called Nok Coffee. Nok stands for not only coffee. One thing I can say is I don't only enjoy the food there, it is also a very aesthetic restaurant. And what I've learned is that they make food based off of seasonal products. Their menu will change from season to season, and they're very popular also for their coffee because it is roasted on site, like they have a roaster there and everything. I went to the one that is in Whampoa. It is literally right next to the sea. You walk past all of these beautiful huge buildings and then you get to the sea and there it is. They are known for their minimal aesthetic, and what they like to do is they place their cafes in very busy areas to basically to be a calm space in the chaos. Here we are. There is a little queue, which is quite common for this place because it is very popular. Honestly, I waited for not even 5 minutes and I was in. And what you do is when you sit down, you scan this QR and then you get the menu and you can just order from your phone. One thing that is very common here is to have service charges. So here they directly tell you that there is a 10% service charge. It is like that in quite a lot of restaurants, not in local restaurants, but like cafes and other sit down area restaurants. I decided to get the chicken quesadilla, and then you also get like a little yogurt on the side, and then I got myself a matcha latte, which is so good here compared to Europe. The matcha is on another level. I did have a lecture that I was going to attend online, and I knew that this cafe would have Wi-Fi, which is perfect, and it worked really well. So if you have any work to do or studying to do, this cafe is a very good place to do that. And I sat there for about 2 hours, and they did tell me when I walked in you can sit there for a maximum of 2 hours. Even the food is like aesthetically pleasing, so if you are a content creator or you just like having very pretty food, this is the place to be. It's not only pretty, it's yummy too. All of this went for 157, so the quesadilla and yogurt was 118 Hong Kong dollars, whilst the matcha was 42. There is a service charge, so that was added onto that. As you might be able to tell, it is a little later now and I am starting to feel a little bit hungry. Let's grab some dinner. We are headed right on to one of my favorite places. I've been loving this. I've been eating it quite a lot ever since my friend recommended it. She showed me the place and I like can't stop going. It is so good, cheap, and it's just quick and easy. Bafang is a dumpling place. It's honestly a chain restaurant. I have seen it in a lot of different areas and they clearly make the best dumplings like ever. I'm normally quite adventurous when it comes to food. Like whenever I go somewhere, I will always try something new on the menu. If I've been to the restaurant, I will each time like take something different. But I'm not gonna lie, every single time I go to Bafang, I take literally the same thing because it is so good. So when you go there, you need to try their pork pan-fried dumplings. That is what you need to get. And what is great about them is when you buy a meal, you get a drink with it. You basically buy it as a menu, and what I will get is the pork pan-fried dumpling. Pan-fried dumplings is like so good. Obviously I haven't tried the boiled ones yet. I've heard that they're also very good, and you get a drink at the side. So I thought, why not show you guys what everybody drinks here in Hong Kong, which I had never tried before, obviously because it is something in Hong Kong style. But let's go get our food and I will show you exactly what I am talking about. We have got the goodies. Okay, let's do a little dumpling reveal. This is heaven. Now I know dumplings might not always look like much, but the taste, chef's kiss. Also got myself this, which is what everybody in Hong Kong drinks, milk tea Hong Kong style. And when you get these, they always come with these plastic covers. Make sure to shake so that all of the sweetness doesn't stay at the bottom. After you've shaken well, you can go ahead, grab your straw and poke it. Let's do a little taste test. So good. If you're ever in Hong Kong, you have to try their milk tea. I'm forcing you to. For the dumplings, there's a few sauces that they have on the side that you can just grab yourself. They have vinegar, soy sauce, and chili sauce. I'm not sure if it's just chili sauce, chili oil, or if it's sweet chili. One of the three. Honestly, I haven't tried it. I usually put vinegar on mine. I think that that's what works best with dumplings. I can't wait to try it. Let me eat one before I even continue speaking. This is the little vinegar packet. So good. The dumplings plus the milk tea was 40 Hong Kong dollars in total, so cheap. But one thing that is very important when you come here is that you will always need cash on you or an octopus card. This is what an octopus card looks like. Went ahead and got myself like a personal student one. This card is what you will be able to use if you're literally going into a 7-Eleven, a restaurant. What the main purpose of it is if you use the MTR. So if you want to travel with a bus, the tube, or subway, or whatever you want to call it, you will need this card. And since I have the student one, the benefits of having the student card is basically that you get a 50% discount off of all of your travels. This is my go-to. And shout out to Mika for showing me this place. What is milk tea? If I need to describe it to someone that's never had it, it is literal tea with literal milk. Let me search it up. What is milk tea made of? Hong Kong style milk tea made from keloin black tea and condensed milk, which is what kind of makes it a little bit sweeter. But that's literally it. Tea, condensed milk, magic. I haven't been rating any of the foods that I've eaten so far yet because these are places that I've already been to. So since I've already been to them, I'm going back and I'm making them a part of this video. That already says a lot. we got the goodies. I am outside. I wanted to like change the locations a little bit, but it can be very noisy here, which is why I don't usually film outside. I do have a microphone, but I don't know how to get it on this camera, so if anybody knows how to get a microphone onto a Canon G7x, let me know. Here is what we got. Loads of sauces. This has been like my favorite place ever. If you like sushi, this is heaven. I usually like tofu sushi, but here it is even better. It doesn't look like much, but let me tell you, the taste is so good. And then at this place you can also like pick out your own individual sushis. This is what I ended up getting. These are salmon belly and seaweed. And then I also decided to get this to show you guys a different type of sushi that they have here, which is like a roll of sushi, but it's like a little bit of a DIY. You get loads and loads of wasabi and soy sauce. If you want chopsticks, you need to ask for them and they will charge you $1 extra. Since you get to pick out these sushis individually, they are all individually wrapped in plastic. I'm not used to seeing that. I want to show you guys this thing. It's so fun. Actually, it's like literally making your own little sushi. Oh no, did I get the wrong one? This one's called egg omelet crispy roll. For some reason I'm seeing like fish balls. I didn't get that last time. On this it says literal steps. It says 1, 2, 3 of how you need to do this. The first step is this red ribbon thing. Pull on it, and then you unwrap it and you hold the seaweed, because the seaweed isn't actually like physically touching the rice yet, so that your sushi doesn't end up being all soggy. Getting cut in half. Okay, this is half of it. I have a little egg in there, and I see a few fish balls, and then rice and seaweed. This is so good. And you have like a little DIY before you eat. When I don't go to the dumpling place, I go here. I got all of the sushi for 50 Hong Kong dollars, and the chopsticks were $1, so if you don't get them it would have been 49. Sushi that you pick out individually is $3 each. Like egg roll that I just had was $12. The tofu is the rest basically. I'm gonna wrap them like a little present. My food is kind of fallen on top of this now, so it's not looking as pretty as it was, but literally so good. And that is literally as simple as it gets. Another sushi place that is more like a sit-down area, and it's kind of like a buffet, that I also recommend you try is called Genki, and it's like a chain restaurant, so you'll find it in very many different areas. Like I said, it's like a buffet restaurant. You order on your phone and then your food will come on like a little train, and you can just keep ordering till you're not hungry anymore. Their sushi is so good, and it's like kind of just like an extra experience. Local street vendors, they are everywhere. You can find them literally on any street, whether it's fish balls, barbecued meat, whatever it may be. We are trying it out today, and we are going to be on the hunt for pork buns, fish balls, and then we're gonna go for something sweet as well, which you will be able to see if you keep on watching. Chocolate chip. This one.
This one?
Yeah.
$27. Thank you.
Thank you. We are back. Look how cute this is. A little bag for your waffle. Anyways, we'll get into that after, but first we have our bun and the fish bowl. They can be found in a few different forms, so I today went for, I think it was like shrimp. They were called like shrimp dumplings, but they don't look like dumplings, so I'm a little unsure now. I say we start with the pork bun because I have been seeing this so many times and it looks so good every time. Unreal. Look at that. I didn't get a receipt for this, but if I remember correctly, this pork bun is 8 Hong Kong dollars for one, and they're like big. Let's dig in. That is so good. It's not what I expected because it's like the bun is kind of sweet on the outside, and then the inside is like pork mixed with some vegetables, kind of like the inside of a dumpling. Wow. On to our next course. This is what the shrimp dumplings look like, and I think in total for this and the pork bun I paid 24, which makes these, I think they're 18 Hong Kong dollars then. But let me search up if these are actually fish balls. They seem to be having these like rounded balls, and that's not what I got. What did I get? Oh, these are the siu mai. Okay. These are Chinese shrimp dumplings. That's what I got. Okay, well, still a very local food, and they look very interesting. Oh my goodness. That little bowl, so much flavor. I don't even know how to describe it. The texture is kind of like a dumpling, a little more resistance, and you know, it's kind of like chewy. The flavor is kind of fishy, but in the best way ever. That was so good. I saw that they were being prepared in these like big wooden boxes, like they're steamed for super long, and that's how they get this texture. So especially if you like seafood and fish and you're adventurous with your taste, I definitely recommend you to try that. It's so good. Lastly, we have our little sweet treat from, I think it's called Mammy Pancake, but what they sell, what you want to get here is their waffles. The name for them are egg waffles, but you can also refer to them as egg puffs or bubble waffles because they literally look, they're just huge bubbles. These egg puffs are also so easy to eat because you just grab a little bubble, a little ball. This is what one little ball looks like, and I decided to get the chocolate chip one, so there is chocolate filled in each and every one of these little balls. If you're someone like me that loves pastries and sweet stuff and sugar, this is so good. I could snack on these every single day. This cost me 27 Hong Kong dollars. The first time that I tried one of these waffles, I actually tried it at another place which was like even more local, I think, and I got just the completely plain natural one. There was nothing inside the balls, and it cost me like 15 Hong Kong dollars. It was even cheaper. Even though it was plain, there was nothing extra on it. There was no chocolate, no banana, no fruit, nothing. Just the natural taste of it is so good. It kind of tastes a little bit like vanilla, almost like a pancake mixture, but in a waffle, and I cannot recommend this enough. You need to try this. Hello. Okay, we are gonna try a little bit of a different setting today. After doing a little Google search, I found this place called Australian Dairy, but it has nothing to do with Australia, spoiler alert. I just saw they had the scrambled egg sandwich, which is very popular here, so I was like, okay, why not try it today then? And then they had like a sort of pudding, which I've seen everywhere here too, and I didn't really know which one to get, so honestly I just asked the guy. I was like, okay, what do you recommend? And he told me this one, and he also asked me like, okay, do you want it hot or cold? I was like, well, what do you recommend? And he told me to get it cold, so that's what I got. But first of all, let's check out the scrambled egg. I'm so sorry if you can hear all of the nature behind me. The birds are, you know, doing their thing. Let's do a little ASMR. Oh my goodness, you see how good this looks? This is the scrambled egg toast. They had another kind as well, but they didn't have that as a takeaway option. It's looking super good. The bread is so thick and just the eggs are looking golden and like buttery. I need to try this right now. Technically an egg sandwich isn't that special, but this is the best egg sandwich I have ever had. The buttery taste, the soft bread, it's just like slightly toasted. This is so good, like just for like a simple basic. In total, for the toast and the pudding that I'm about to show you guys, it cost me 57 Hong Kong dollars. I've not been doing this on purpose, that every place that I've been to in this video have low-key been cheap, except for maybe the cafe, the first cafe that I went to. The fact that I've been to cheap places and they've all been so good, I mean, that just shows you kind of what Hong Kong food is like. Good and cheap. It's probably the thickest toast I have ever seen, and I love it. I love bread. This is the container that the pudding comes in. It looks like it's very liquid. It is so liquid. I don't even think I can show you. Look how like jiggly it is. It's just this completely white jelly looking thing. Oh, if you guys know what flan is, it tastes exactly like that. It's so good. It doesn't look anything like it, but it tastes exactly the same. That is so good. That is so good. I mean, I would never expect just like a white looking, jelly looking. I mean, look how it's moving. I would never expect something like that to taste this good, to be honest. Obviously, if you're big on consistency, this maybe isn't for you. But wow, it's so much better than I expected it to be. I was almost scared that this was going to be salty. I'm just going to sit in this park and enjoy it. I know I'm looking a little different. I just got a haircut that will be coming up in an upcoming video. But let's talk about the culture differences that I've experienced. So I'm going to be talking about what I've seen that's different when it comes to food and like restaurants and all that stuff here in Hong Kong and compared to like Europe. So I'm talking more about Sweden, Luxembourg, where I've been basically my whole entire life. So the first difference is in a lot of places there are maximum amounts of time that you can sit in there. So 1 hour, 2 hours, however long it may be. Sometimes they will tell you directly when you sit down or when you come into the restaurant, like, just so you know, you can only sit here for 1 hour. Is that okay with you? In some places in Europe, I would say they do have that, but only if it's like really popular restaurants that, you know, kind of just to make time for others. But I'm guessing that because there are so many people that live here and so many people that are constantly walking in and out of restaurants and needing to find seating, it's more regular to have it here, I guess. Another thing is that people eat out a lot more here. On average, families eat out 3 times a week. Ever since I came here, I've eaten out almost every single day. But it is also because it's low-key cheaper to eat out than to buy groceries, because groceries can be quite expensive here. I'm not complaining, because since it is cheap, you get good quality food for a good amount of money, and I mean, you're eating good. It takes no time to literally just go get your food or order your food or whatever it is you want to do. But I will say it's not a lot of fresh foods and not a lot of, when I say fresh foods, I mean vegetables. Because as you might have seen this week, I have not eaten a lot of vegetables in this video because they just don't seem to eat that here. Here, the food is very much fried food, fatty foods, no vegetables. Plastic. There is plastic everywhere here. I don't know how many plastic bags I get a day. Some places have now made it mandatory that if you want a plastic bag, you have to pay $1 for it, a Hong Kong dollar. So I mean, it's like 10 cents, euros. But I mean the amount of plastic they use. If you go to the grocery store and you want to buy apple, it is not a shock to see every single apple wrapped individually in plastic. They still have plastic straws here. Plastic is everywhere here, like so much plastic. One thing that you should know here is that Hong Kong is not very service oriented, and what I mean by that is when you go to a restaurant, their main purpose is just, okay, they're gonna serve you food and they want it to go as quick as possible, as smoothly as possible, but they're not gonna go the extra mile to like make you feel more welcomed in a way. So sometimes they can come off as a little bit rude if you're not used to that. So the payment methods are quite different. Here cash is king, and the octopus card, like I already showed you guys before. So many restaurants will have octopus or cash, and they will not take card or Apple Pay or anything like that. This last one isn't really very different from Europe, but a lot of places are normally closed on Sundays, and this is a little bit different because when I've lived in Luxembourg, most of the shops will close on Sundays, so that's normal for me. But then when I moved to Sweden, I noticed that everything is open on Sundays as well, so I was like, okay. But the thing is that here on Sundays, it's known as, I think, Friends Day. It is a day where most people are off from work and they will be outside with their families, with their friends, with their loved ones, whoever it may be. You will see everybody out on the street, and that's what the big difference is, because in Luxembourg most of the stuff is closed but nobody's out. Like the streets are completely dead, everything is dead. Here most of the stuff is closed but everybody is outside. They are sitting outside. Most people, you'll see them sit in tents. Some will have karaoke, singing out loud. Everybody's outside. And with that, I am ending the video here. I hope you enjoyed. If you ever come to Hong Kong and try any of these foods, let me know. Also, comment down below what is your favorite food from where you come from. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single weekend, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!